Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. CQ, the Old Friends Net. Time for the Thursday edition of the Old Friends Get Together. It's W4MEC Net Control for today. Old Friends Net meets 3 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. and Sundays at 5 p.m. Same frequency every time, 3715 kilocycles. Old Friends Net carried out in the old fan amplitude modulation mode, and while we're centered on vintage gear, anybody that can generate an AM signal is welcome to join. Let's see, also carried out in the round table style fashion, and I'll check a couple times for check-ins to make sure we catch everybody. It's a great place to swap gear or get some information about something you might be working on. So, let's get started with check-ins, and if you'd like to participate today, give W4MEC a call. Call now.
Good morning, Charlie. WA4LLR.
N4LQ.
KN4R. WB4NKL.
WA4EVK.
WB4ARK.
K4JAL.
Okay. So far we got Dave, WA4LLR, Steve, N4LQ, Brian, KN4R, Cliff, WB4NKL, Boone, WA4EVK, Buddy, WB4ARK, and Jimmy, K4JAL. Anybody else? Alrighty. And one more time, in case you missed it, but LLR, LQ, 4R, NKL, EVK, ARK, and JAL, and that'll be the order for talking this morning. I forgot to look at the darn rain gauge or the temperature. I don't know if it's has any or it has rain. Of course, it poured rain last night for about 3 or 4 hours. I mean, poured. So it'd be interesting to see what's in the rain gauge. Probably 2 to 3 inches at least. So. Otherwise, it's a nice day outside, and no grass cutting today, that's for sure. As much water as we got around here. All right, take it away, Dave. WA4LLR in the group, W4MEC.
All right, Charlie. Fine business, W4MEC. And the old friends, WA4LLR. Well, good morning to everybody. Good signals. The band seems to be in pretty good shape today. Well, the heavy rain all skirted around us. We only got 14/100ths of an inch yesterday. Seems like just about everybody else was inundated. But we just got enough to keep the grass wet, and I'm hoping today there'll be enough sunshine that I can mow. It's getting to look like Jurassic Park out there, as somebody said on an earlier net. 66 degrees, mostly overcast. Running the ART-13 this morning and listening on the R390A. So, I'm going to send it down to Steve, where very shortly we'll be gathering for a ham fest, Lord willing. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, N4LQ. Yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody here in Shelby and got some changes to the highway that bypasses around the north side of town. And for you guys coming out from the western part of the state, that'll be really nice. You can come in on 74 and then cut over on the Shelby bypass, and takes you all the way to the road that goes down past our subdivision here and right down to the fairground. It's 72 here, and we got about a quarter-inch of rain last night. We were supposed to have gotten an inch, but at the last minute they changed it and rerouted it to, it went north of us. Running the Johnson Challenger this morning, and driving the AL82. So over to Brian, and good morning. KN4R, N4LQ.
Good morning, N4LQ in the group. KN4R, Cheryl's Ford, we're at 74 degrees, and we had quite a bit of rain last night, but I forgot to look at the rain gauge also. And it looks like we might get some rain today. So, and Steve, looking forward to that new bypass. I assume they opened that road. Well, not the one closest to you, but anyway, look forward to trying out the new roads over there. So I'm on modern rig here, 7610 and the ACOM 1000. So haven't used it in a while. So anyway, over to you, Cliff. What's going on? WB4NKL in the group. KN4R.
KN4R, it's WB4NKL. Good morning to everybody. 70 degrees here, and had about 2 1/4 inches of rain yesterday. I don't think we had any overnight, but had plenty yesterday. On up the road here, my sister's house, about 10 miles up the road, she had 5 1/2 inches in the rain gauge, so it's quite a bit of rain around the area. Good deal on the new bypass, Steve. I wonder if that is the end of the bypass right now. Is that exit, or does it continue on around? I guess it's going to eventually tie back into 74 somewhere, but I don't know. You might pass along if they've got the whole thing completed or not. Getting ready for some Ham Fest. Shelby's coming up quickly, but got one. I guess we're going down to Huntsville with Chuck there Saturday, and then got a little one over here in Irwin, Tennessee, in between on the 23rd, I guess it is. So busy Ham Fest season. Go ahead, Boone. I hope to see you there at Shelby. WA4EVK, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL in the group, WA4EVK. Yeah, Cliff, you'll see me at Shelby. I'll have to look at that bypass. I haven't been over that way in a while. Good to be in here this morning. Rain, lots of it out here in Pickens the last couple of days. Haven't looked at the rain gauge. Wife usually takes care of that. We've got one of the NOAA ones out here. Just about 72 degrees, and hopefully we'll stay without storms. Not much else going on that. I've been rearranging the shack and recabling everything, and boy, I don't want to do that again for another 4 years or so. I haven't finished yet. It's been one of those things. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Buddy. WB4ARK to take it, WA4EVK.
WA4EVK, WB4ARK. Okay, Boone. Well, we had 0.48 inches of rain last night, or this morning, sometime during the night. And it just keeps on coming. The ground stays wet, and it's hard to get anything done, even mowing, without tearing up the surface of the yard. The work here is trying to clean things up, since we're inside mostly.
trying to get the radio room cleaned up and extra parts and stuff moved to the basement. Looking forward to Shelby. Hope it'll be cool up there. And so that's about it for right now. So over to Jimmy, K4JAL, WB4ARK.
WB4ARK, K4JAL. Good morning, everybody. That sounds interesting. If the Irwin's just over the fence from here, I might try to go to that if I can find out a little more about it. Boone, I was wondering about you. Have you got your driving privileges back yet? I know your wife's been having to chauffeur you for a good while now. Hope you get independent again. Back to you, Charlie. W4MEC, K4JAL.
Okay, Jimmy, K4JAL and the old friends, W4MEC. Do you have anybody that would like to join us? Come now. Okie dokie, W4MEC and the old friends. I didn't hear anything, or I wasn't quick enough on the flipping antenna switch. I got to turn the plate off and then flip my antenna switch. And do the other thing in reverse to transmit, and hopefully remember to flip the antenna switch before I turn the plate on, because it gets rather loud in here if I do. Don't do that, because the receiver doesn't mute. Well, I did check the temperature, 72 degrees, and I ran outside to the rain gauge. My rain gauge stops measuring at 5 inches, but then there's another about 5/8 of an inch above the tube, and it was full to the rim. So I'm calling it 5.5 to 5 3/4 inches. My wife just got back from town. She says the road is in terrible condition. That means it's been gullied, and it's got big gravels washed down out of it and everything else. So don't quite have to use four-wheel drive to get up to the highway, but there has been times when it's almost needed that. Well, I mean, there was one time when the gullies were so bad you didn't want to get to the bottom of them. Like your front wheels, you get your front wheels dropped down in there and you wouldn't be able to come up the other side. But not quite that bad this time, but she said it's pretty bad. So, interesting thing is the state very seldom, if ever, comes out here to put the road back, and I got two neighbors. One's got a big tractor because he owns all the pasture here, and the other one's got him a middle-sized Kubota, and they usually get out there and clean it up, but they can't pull the ditches. You know, you got to get that motor grader with that blade that they can tilt that baby and angle it down and pull that crap out of all the gravel and mud and all that. Pull it back up on the road and then grade it smooth. But they can get the gullies out of it until the state shows up. And when Cooper was governor, I complained one time that the state never showed up, and I told them what my neighbors did, and I've been out there too in my old tractor and with them, and Cooper replied back and he says, "Well, good for you. You're saving the state money." I said, "Okay." I should have sent him back, letter back and said, "Okay, give me a discount on my state income tax then." But I didn't. Anyway, let's, what else we got here? We had to hear about the bypass. A lot of times I would go Main Street, especially coming home. I'd leave down Main Street and come all the way out. West of town there. I wouldn't take 74 all the way up. Early in the morning it wasn't too bad, but in the afternoon, forget that. So we'll try it out this time. I didn't realize they got it finished that fast, to be honest with you, so that's good. WA4LLR in the group, W4MEC.
Okay, W4MEC, WA4LLR. All right, good copy on everybody. Man, 5.5 to 5 3/4 on the rain. That's that's a bunch of rain. Sorry about the road. Yeah, every time there's a hardware rain, that means my driveway's going to have to get scraped again. I mean, I've got water breaks frequently, but the rains we've been getting this summer just overwhelm them. And Means my son's got to get his tractor out again. So you're the antenna relay, Charlie. You have to completely manual operation. You do pretty good to have to do all that. Steve Challenger sounds good, and I'm curious. I was 221. No, 226 from Marion. We come down 226, and we take it, and we get on 74. But if they've got the new bypass open, I'm assuming, I don't remember what number that road is. I assume we get on that before we get to, I think it's quite a little ways west of Shelby where that thing starts. And I'm curious what road you get off of, off the bypass to the Hamfest. I guess I can maybe trust my GPS to get me there if they've got it plotted on it. But yeah, we always come down 226 to 74, and then of course 74 through Shelby out to the road there that turns left to go to the college, and then on to the Hamfest. That's the high traffic area, but it would be nice to be able to bypass that. Challenger does sound good. You've got that thing just right. Good morning to you, Brian. Good to hear you. Even if you're running moderate, solid state gear, it sounds good. I love the sound of your military rig. But you got 2 1/4 inches of rain. Center range for sure. No, that's Cliff got 2 1/4. Buddy got almost 1/2 inch. And cleaning up inside, Jimmy. Yeah, I hope you get dragged on with you over to Irwin. I've got a conflict. I can't make that one, and I'd love to support it since it's just beginning. Do all of them. Well, do hope to both things. We're in the process of trying to get everything ready for Shelby. Space weather, sunspot count's 157, solar flux is 140, index is 3. A little bit more than quiet, but still not up to disturbed. A few items from this day in history. On this day in 2003, a massive blackout hit the northeastern United States and parts of Canada. 21 power plants shut down in about a 3-minute span. 50 million people, man, were left without power in New York, Cleveland, Detroit, Toronto, and Ottawa. And they finally pinned it down to a power plant in Ohio that failed and caused a domino effect. But people were stranded on subways and elevators and amusement park rides, and it was quite a mess. Let's see what else was going on this day in history. On this day in 1795, George Washington signed a treaty with Britain. 1917, China declared war on Germany. 1935, FDR signed the Social Security Act. And on 1994, the terrorist known as Carlos the Jackal was captured, and that's about it. Not a big news day. So, Steve, back down to you. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR's N4LQ. Okay, beautiful copy. Starting to get a little bit of QSB in there, but everybody's still booming in here today. Brian sounds good and strong, and nothing real. I mean, everybody was just great copy and good audio. Yeah, the Hamfest, by the way, is 2 weeks away, so yeah, don't come next week. But you're welcome if you do. We'll just have to find some place to put you. Yeah, Dave, that bypass will be the first thing you encounter. Coming down 226, you slam right into it, and that's way north of Shelby. So you get on that and head east, and you go the second exit, which is actually the end of the road, and dumps you right into 180, which is Post Road. and that's where the Hamfest is. So you just head south on Post Road, past our QTH down here, and then to the fairgrounds. So it's going to be a huge, huge difference for you, especially, not to have to go all the way through Dixon Highway and the Walmart, Lowe's, and that mess. That was always a problem because of the steep hills and the trucks trying to get started again. And this way, you're going to get to go through a couple of traffic circles. The end of that new bypass is there's 3 traffic circles in a row, and this is going to dump you into the middle one, and you'll go around 2 of them, and that's a wild place, man. I don't know. You have to be careful, but just take your time. Let's see. I think that is about all that I have here for now, and we'll turn it over to Brian up there in the Sherrills Ford, KN4R, N4LQ.
Okay, Steve, very good. N4LQ in the group, KN4R. Hey, by the way, Dave, your ART-13 sounds wonderful, as does your Challenger, Steve. And very good clip on the Hamfest. I wish I was attending, but I won't be. But let's see, I got 2 more trees down this week on the driveway. They were leaning, one split. So I'm just about ready to put my 160-meter antenna back up in my remaining trees, and I still have a few. Let's see, Kathy and I were up in Winston-Salem Monday night. I did a presentation for the Ham Club up there about enemy radios of the Vietnam War, and stayed over, and we went over to the Ronaldo house to tour it, which is just the house of R.J. Reynolds, and I was looking for any references to Zach Reynolds W4TXL, who passed away in 1979, but there was no mention of him there in the house anywhere. So, but it was a nice. It's not as fancy as the Biltmore house by any means, but it's still an interesting place to visit. And it was Spring of Veterans Tuesday when we were up there, so that's good too. So. Over to you, Cliff. WB4NKL in the group, KN4R.
Yeah, KN4R, it's WB4NKL. Good deal, Brian, on the visit to the Reynolds. I've got a couple of pieces of Zach's stuff from his estate, tube tester and another little unit that's built to test 3500s or that type tube. But everything he had a little plate on it that had his name and call letters and his CB call. They stuck that on everything he had, so a lot of that stuff was floating around there after he passed away years ago. I'll hang in for one more. I get out here and try to walk here while it's cool, but I'll stick in for another one and put that off for another go around. Not too much else going here except getting ready for the Hamfest. And Jimmy, yeah, come on down to Irwin there Saturday. It's at the National Guard Armory. It's at south end of Main Street. Pretty easy to find, and that's next Saturday. And I think they said starts at 7, but if you're setting up, you can get there as early as 5:30. So hopefully they'll do good. I've been trying to build it up a little bit. That's their first one, and hopefully they can have a good turnout. Go ahead, Boone. WA4EVK, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL in the group, WA4EVK. Well, if you went walking here, you'd definitely need your rain gear. I'm glad you can get out up there. We about had enough rain for a little while here. I'm sure it's going to rain most of the day according to the weather forecast, unless it's changed on me. Jimmy's still on the imposed driving exercise. I just hope don't have an experience at Shelby Hamfest like I did at a gun show a few years back. The wife ended up going to the gun show with me, first ever. I don't go to many, but she discovered there were several tables for jewelry in there that for sale to women's jewelry. I hadn't paid any attention to them, but I sure got my ear chewed on about it, about not telling her for a while, or she would have been going to a gun show with me. So let's hope it doesn't turn out that way on the Hamfest, because she's driving down with me. That's all I need. Of course, it would get me to a few more Hamfests, so I'm not sure that's a bad thing, except for the verbal abuse. And with that, over to Buddy. WB4ARK to take it, WA4EVK.
WA4EVK, WB4ARK, okay, Boone. I can understand that, and I'm sure there'll be some women selling various items at the Hamfest. There always seems to be. Let's see, Brian, your signal was pretty low to start with. It was very low, almost unreadable, and then it came up. But I was going to remark, your audio sounds like you're on a speakerphone. It sounds like you're off in the distance somewhere. I guess that's the type of equipment you're using. The temperature here is 75, and I got a little information here on a package my wife ordered. She ordered some flags for a little stand that she has out at the mailbox, and this little flag that goes on there came from South El Monte, California, and it was postmarked on July the 26th, and then it was accepted at the USPS origin facility on August the 7th at El Monte, California, and from there it went it departed USPS facility in Fairburn, Georgia on August the 9th, and then it got to Gastonia on August the 9th, and then it got to Charlotte on August the 10th. That's all fine, well, and good, but then it took a turn. It went to Kingsport, Tennessee on August the 11th. Came back to Charlotte, couldn't find its way, so it came back to Charlotte, and then it was distributed back to Clover, where it then was out for delivery. I'm telling you.
Uh-oh. Give him a minute here, see if he comes back.
Looks like Buddy had a blowout.
Yeah, I gave him a minute. I went up and down the band to make sure he didn't hit the VFO. I don't hear him, so. Let's see. Go ahead and pick it up, Jimmy. K4JALW for me, see.
Roger, WB4ARK. I hope it didn't anything wrong. K4JAL here. You'll get to the bottom of it, but we had a lot of QSB come in there, even on Charlie, so I might not be getting out. Who knows? I'm trying to figure out how to rent a golf cart at Shelby. I just go down there for Saturday, and the website says you got to rent it for the whole weekend, so I'm not going to do that. Anyhow, Boone, I'm glad you got your wife carrying you around still. I love to have my wife come with me. I hate to drive, and she does the driving. If I can't drive reckless, I don't like to be on the road. Anyhow, yeah, I'll see you over, Cliff. Hope it turns out to be a good fit.
Okay, K4JAL in the group W4MEC. Do we have any others that would like to join us? Give me a call. Alrighty, it's W4MEC and the old friends net. I just realized I got my cell phone charger in front of me, the cable, but I don't know where the wall wart is. I must have used it for something else, and now I forgot. Oh well. I think I got one or two others hanging around here somewhere. Well, my daughter-in-law came over yesterday, and I had a smartphone that they had bought to use, but they didn't need, so they gave it to me and left me on their account. And I used it a few times, but it was a little aggravating having to carry that big old thing around, and I hardly used it at all. So they were wanting it, and finally, and I knew they were going to want it back when my grandson got big enough, and she came over yesterday for dinner, and that was the transition day. So she asked me if I wasn't using it, could she have it back? So another kid with a cell phone, but he's got so many things going on. He really needs something like that. And she was talking about all the blocks she's putting into it, and he was whining about that. She said, yeah, but I need to be able to see this and this. Well, nope. So when she gets done with it, it's probably going to be as useful as my flip phone is to him. Make phone calls, and that's about it. Make phone calls and receive phone calls, and not much else. So, but anyway, I hope he takes care of it. It's it was a big thing for me, and he's just a little kid. Well, he's 12. Oh, is he 11? I forgot. He's 12. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. It's probably be another leverage point there. If he gets into trouble, they'll take his phone away from him. So anyway, and I learned that that phone and their services under T-Mobile, and we've been under U.S. Cellular just about since they started or something, and T-Mobile has bought U.S. Cellular, but U.S. Cellular is getting out of the phone business, but not out of the cell phone business. They're staying in the cell phone tower business. So, I guess renting bandwidth on their towers brings in a lot more income than dealing with phones and dealing with people and dealing with people that don't pay their bills. So, anyway. Alrighty, let's go around at least one more time with Dave, WA4LLR, and the group W4MEC.
Whiskey 5 Victor Mike.
W4MEC, WA4LLR. Well, you taught me something this morning. I certainly didn't know that T-Mobile purchased U.S. Cellular. I wonder if I guess then they're using the U.S. Cellular pre-existing towers. If that's the case, I'm going to swap over. We've been in Spectrum for a few years up here, and they keep increasing the price. And I'm going to investigate a little bit further. So we'll see. Appreciate you sharing that bit of information. And Steve, thanks for the directions on proper use of the new bypass. Brian, good deal on the presentation for the Winston-Salem Helm Club. I'd say that was a good one. You always do a great presentation. Well, hope you guys have a good trip down to Huntsville. Buddy, yeah, discovered the jewelry table. Well, yeah, there's usually always something, Shelby, that captures the ladies' attention. say 7-3 to you, and also to you, Jimmy. Hope you have fun at Irwin. I'll go ahead and bow out on this one. Charlie, thanks for calling it. Great job as always. So I'll say 7-3, God bless, and everybody have a great rest of the week. M4LQ, WA4LLR, 7-3.
Okay, I heard somebody come in on top of Dave there for a second. Was that Buddy, perchance?
W5 Victor Mike.
Oh, Charlie, you want to go ahead and take care of him?
Okay. Oh, look. W5 Victor Mike. That's Vern, I believe. So, talking to him on the phone yesterday, he checked in a few times over the years, but it's been a couple of years. Vern, go ahead and make a transmission, and you're on the end of the line right now. You'll be after Jimmy, K4JAL. So go ahead and make a transmission and reacquaint with everybody here, and turn it over to N4LQ when you are done. Go ahead.
What they're doing down here is...
Okay, Charlie, thank you. Yeah, the name here is Vern Victoria, Echo Romeo November, and I'm in Flat Rock, just down the road from where Charlie is, and we're not running our vintage stuff today, running a Kenwood and little solid state Mercury amplifier. Trying to keep it down. It's only driving it with 5 watts, but it seems like it's doing okay, so we can't complain too much. Oh, by the way, the antenna here is a vertical antenna. It's a separate vertical. I just recently rebuilt it and managed now to get it back where they need it. So we're real happy to over what my audio sounds like.
It's on the next form it would have been a horse. But it isn't. And the other unit's not on it.
Alright, we'll pass the bone. Don't want to hog up the frequency. But it sounds good to be here and make fun of you guys.
Okay, Vern, W5 Victor Mike, N4LQ. Well, it's nice to have you here on the Old Friends Net, and real fine on the vertical antenna. You're coming in here okay. You don't have a lot of modulation, but I'm listening to you on a 75A4. Let's see. I'll comment on the size of cell phones. Yeah, they seem to keep making them bigger and bigger, and I resist that. I'm not going to get one any bigger than I've got. They make them a lot bigger. The one I've got is hard enough to deal with. It fills up my pocket, so I'll stick with it, I guess. And Brian, okay on the trees. I take it that's the, I guess it's your, what were those pine trees or whatever they were? Cypress, yeah, I think they were Leyland cypress. I guess they uprooted or something and fell over. So I guess that's opened things up for you so you can put up some more wires. So I'd be glad to have you back on 160 again. And good to have anybody on 160. There just very few people show up anymore. And last night wasn't too awfully bad considering all the static that was being generated by the storms. So, all right, well, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Brian. And Brian, I assume you're on the right microphone. It seemed like you were sort of far away from it, you know, maybe 6 feet or so, but but your voice carries well, so I copied you just fine. But it just had a kind of a sound like maybe you were a little bit far away from it. KN4R, N4LQ.
KN4R, when I'm speaking into the mic now, so yeah, I forgot I was using a boom mic, but it was a few feet away from me here, and I'm resisting the urge to use a hand mic, but very good on everything. Yeah, Steve, I've lost 5 or 6 pines and cypress along the driveway, but I've still got enough to put the 160 back up, so that's good. Cliff, I wonder what that TV call was. I have a 19-inch rack with a couple of meters in it I got from Dave Raleigh. But it also, the coolest thing about it is it had a list of all the FCC field offices and the names and telephone numbers. So I guess Zach communicated a lot with the FCC folks, during his reign. But let's see. As far as Shelby goes, I'm sorry Boone's out of the honey business because I always enjoyed getting some honey from Boone. Maybe Jon will bring a little bit of his batch to the Hamfest. By the way, if you're looking for something to do on Saturday morning, the Antique Wireless Association is having a small, what they call their summer meet at McGilliard Falls Park in Valdez, which is a cool little town, by the way. And McGilliard Falls Park, it's a nice little park right beside a river with some waterfalls and all that. So it's a really nice place to have a little meet. You have to get there early, and it doesn't last all that long, but it's a nice little get-together. Never know what might show up. And the other thing is there's a really cool place to have breakfast there in Valdez as well. And it's hard to describe. It's almost like it's in an old McDonald's, but they do a nice little breakfast buffet. So. And let's see, I watched the T-Mobile commercials, and they were talking about having 600 satellites now. So, the world is certainly changing. And Vern, hello to you, W5 Victor Mike. I'm Brian down in Sherrills Ford, which is just north of Charlotte. I drove through Flat Rock a week or so ago, coming back from the Pisky Inn up on the Blue Ridge Parkway. So, look forward to meeting you sometime. So, anyway, back to you, Cliff. WB4NKL in the group, if you're still there. KN4R.
Yeah, KN4R. It's WB4NKL. Good deal, Brian. I guess we'll be in Huntsville there this Saturday, so I've been to that meet at Valdez a couple of times. Small, but enjoyable. I always enjoyed that. I couldn't copy Vern. I got some intermittent noise popping in here on me today, and it's coming and going. It was in there the whole time that Vern was trying to talk, and probably wiped him out. If I didn't have it, I probably could have copied all right. I'll say 73s, and enjoyed it. Thanks for calling it, Charlie, and try to catch everybody there, I guess, Sunday. And maybe on 160, I flipped the rig on, Steve, and if the static crashes are bad, I'll just turn it back off. So hopefully some of that will settle down and get back on 160 before long. 73s, go ahead, Boone. WA4EVK, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL in the group. WA4EVK. Yeah, Brian, I'm familiar with Valdez. It's just to the west of my own town there. It's got or used to have one of the largest loaf bread bakeries in the southeast. Nice little town, though. A lot of history there from the Waldensian people, immigrants. I don't know how they term themselves. Another group out of Nova Scotia that moved down. Not much else here. Jimmy, the guy that sent down the ART-13 will be at the Hamfest with me. Jerry Shore, N8SH, avid boat anchor collector, I'd have to call him. He's worse than most of us probably as far as collecting tube-type gear. He's a RF engineer up in the northeast of Pittsburgh with Phillips Medical. Well, with that, I'm going to send it on to, I'm going to try Buddy to see if he's made it back. We'll see. WB4ARK, WA4EVK.
WA4EVK, WB4ARK. Can everybody copy me okay?
Sure.
Okay, well, I had a malfunction in my ART-13. It wouldn't key, and grabbed hold of the mic cable, and it was really warm. So something is going on in the keying circuit. So we're going to have to go into that and see what's happening. Well, I hope everybody got the information on the package that was like the Charlie on the MTA. I think Jimmy understands that. And Jim, I was wondering what kind of transmitter, what kind of rig you're using today. You got a very good signal. I'm going to say 73 and enjoyed it, and hope everybody has a great upcoming weekend. So over to Jim. K4JAL, WB4ARK.
WB4ARK, K4JAL. I'm sorry I'm having trouble with the ART-13. Mine is cooking along really good now. I appreciate you getting this thing going for me, buddy. Put the clef tube in it, and the keying circuit and the microphone is just fine now. Well-Nixon Bakery. Remember it well. I don't know where those people came from, but they were Germanic of some type. Vern, I can't hear you at all, and I'm sorry. I'm in Burnsville, up here where Brother Dave lives. But I'll turn it back over to you anyway and hope somebody else can hear you. W5VM K4JAL. 73, guys.
Yeah, Vern, you're still with us? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is W5VM. I'm sorry I didn't copy that last station real well. I probably need to get more antenna in the air versus on the ground where this vertical is. It does okay, but I'm sure I could do a lot better. We do have antenna restrictions here, which I guess is my fault for even choosing a place to have antenna restrictions, because I like antennas so much. But well, we moved here to Flat Rock about 8 years ago, and was living up in Boone prior to that, and had all kinds of antennas and towers and all that good stuff. But you know, it was a little over to modify our lifestyle a little bit. We are pretty good and comfortable with Columbus. Originally from Dallas, Fort Worth area, and lived in several places throughout Texas, and even lived in the southern border for a while in the city of Laredo, Texas, which I don't think I want to live there anymore. That's for sure. Won't hold it, guys, and we appreciate the opportunity to check in. Placing next to my audio modulation may not be real strong, so see what the settings are. Go ahead.
W5EM in the group W4MEC. Okay. Well, I got a little lax on checking who left us. I know Buddy did and Dave did, but after that, I'm not sure who's left. But we got time to do a 73 round. Thanks for showing up, Vern. And when I was talking to him yesterday, and I said we meet at 8 o'clock. He kind of grown 8 o'clock. So I'm glad he made it here. Yeah, we usually talk. We in a group talk for maybe up to an hour. Sometimes we cut it short if not allowed to be said. Let's see. What else do I got? Oh, the package, Buddy's package was interesting. My sister-in-law was in the rehab center after a hip replacement, not the whole hip, just half of it, and my wife sent her a get well card, and it went to the center, but then about the time she knew, my sister went home, so they stuck a stamp on it and put her home address on it and dropped it back in the mail. I saw it almost a month to the day back here from when she mailed it with another stamp on it. It says undeliverable as addressed, even though the address on it was the correct address for her home. So either somebody got lazy, or what was interesting is when they stamped the letter, which had lines in it that said like forward to this address, blah, 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 and you write the address on the lines, it was stamped vertically from bottom to top. So all I can think of was, since it was not horizontal on the envelope, they kicked it to the curb. I don't know. But the post office is real finicky about addressing stuff now, and even if it's one digit off, it will not get to its destination. Even if I don't even think it makes it to the postman that sorts them, because he knows his routes, and if you got a house that's 604 and the house next to it is 608, and you put the address and put the man's name on it for 604, but put 608, it will not get delivered, even though the postman knows who it's addressed to. So must be some liability issue. But can't make any mistakes now. So we'll go through a quick 73 down and shut her down. Info
Okay, W4MEC N4LQ. Yeah, I couldn't copy Vern too well here, but looking at your QTH, looking at the satellite view, it looks like you're eligible for an end-fed half-wave antenna. Man, that's a perfect place. You got trees all around, and you could run that wire from your house out to one of those trees. An end-fed half-wave. Look it up. It's probably just what you need. And try to get something horizontal up instead of vertical would help a lot. And maybe you'll check in here again. Hope you do, Vern. You're certainly welcome here every Tuesday and Thursday, and at this time, and Sundays at 5 p.m. on Sunday. Okay, I guess that's all from here. We'll say 73s and turn it over to Brian if you're still here. KN4R, N4LQ.
Okay, very good. N4LQ in the group. KN4R returning for the 73 round. Very good, Steve. And Vern, your audio was up that time, so probably just like me, getting used to talking into the mic. And it's good to hear a Texan on here. Nice slow draw there. And even though you've been in Flat Rock for 8 years. Beautiful place, by the way. We were really impressed when we drove through there. Let's see. Trying to think if there was something else. I wonder, Steve, I'll give you a shout. I was watching a video about a loop on the ground receive-only antenna. Low noise, but low gain, but they said the modern rig preamp, compensates for the low gain, and then you end up with better signals of noise. So I wonder what you think about it. Looks like it was a diamond-shaped square type of affair on the ground. I think 100 feet, 100 or 150 feet line total, I think. But anyway, I might spring for that. It'd be interesting to give that a shot. So anyway, I'll say 73. It's great to hear everybody, and hope everybody has a great time down at Huntsville and or over in Valdez there. 73, and I think Cliff went, but I'm going to send it to him and Boone pick it up if he doesn't come back. WB4EK on the group. KN4R, 73.
Sounds like Cliff's gone. How about Boone? You still with us?
I think I double with you, Charlie. Cliff signed WA4EVK.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I thought he had, and didn't get it down on my little book here though. Not much to say except 7-3s. Everybody have a good one. Thank you, Charlie, for holding the net, and I hope to see a few of you at least tonight on 160, 1864 sideband. Jimmy, I don't know what you did to the audio. I was doing something else here, but I heard you and Buddy talking about you'd done something to the audio circuit. You got great clarity of that. That audio has great clarity or characteristics now, according to my ears anyway. And I'm going to send it on over to you. K4JL to take it, WA4EVK.
Oh, looks like he took off. Buddy and Jimmy took off too. Jimmy, you are not there, right? K4JL? Okay, Vern, you got a 73 for us, or are you done too?
Oh man, I'll say 73. This is W5EM. I'm glad you guys welcomed me in, and seemed like a really friendly group. Yeah, I'll probably need to work on the antenna. I do have a 160 meter antenna up, but it needs some work on it. It may be time for me to just fix both of them, 180 or 160 and 80 meters. We'll say 73s, and really enjoyed it. And I do appreciate the opportunity to join the group. W4MEC, Charlie 73s to you also. W5 at the mic, clear.
Okay, Vern, W5EM in the group W4MEC, and Steve is very correct in your location. Fellas, he's way up on top of a mountain, and he's got 360-degree views where he lives, almost 360. I think he's got a couple of houses that might be 10 or 10 feet higher, but also he's on a rock. So it's you don't go out there with a shovel and dig a hole, that's for sure. Maybe a drill bit and dynamite, but anyway, yeah, Vern, you would be an ideal location for an in-fed halfway because of the back of your house being, 36 feet from the basement floor to the second floor, and it's an antenna that you can go up and then go over like an inverted L, and it works much better than an inverted L because you don't need a ground counterpoise with it. And I'm using a horizontal in-fed half wave. And if you're interested, go to YouTube and look up Steve N4LQ and in-fed half waves, because he is the guru of the antenna. So tons of information on there. Thanks for everybody that checked in today. We will look for you on Sunday afternoon. So try and keep your powder dry, and hope it dries out enough to cut some grass for some of us. So 7-3 all. We'll see you later. It's W4MEC. Shutting down the old Friends Net. Bye-bye.